Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Off the Field Podcast. On my mistake, Mobo is going to be running a little late because there was just a mix-up with me and the time change of our guest, which, let me introduce. We've had our Savannah Banana, Jackson Olsen, in episode 37. We had our party animal, Dustin Baber, in episode 44. And now we have the man that keeps all those maniacs in control, in a way, Vincent Chapman, the dancing umpire. How are you, man?
Austin, I'm great, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for joining us. It is an honor to have a man with such character and such joy to the world here joining us on our podcast. And I want to start simple. Where did you grow up?
Grew up in a small town in northeast Texas called Queen City.
Okay.
Population about, 500 people.
So when you were growing up, who was your favorite MLB team?
Well, I could only watch the Chicago Cubs, Chicago White Sox, and Atlanta Braves. So
Okay.
I was a Cubby growing up with Ryan Sandberg and Mark
Nice.
Grace and John Dunston and Andre Dawson and all them guys.
Nice. Were you close to either the Rangers or the Astros, or were they quite a distance?
Yeah, it's about 3 hours to Dallas from where I
Okay.
live. But growing up, we didn't get to go to any games, sporting events and stuff.
Yeah. So you named a few players right there. Who was your favorite player growing up? Who was your idol?
Yeah, favorite player growing up was Ryan Sandberg with the Cubs.
Yeah.
When I got older and was able to watch more baseball, Ken Griffey Jr.,
Gotcha.
Seattle Mariners. I mean, I'm left-handed just like him. Had the prettiest swing, had a lot of swag, and he carried himself really well. So in my teenage years, it was Ken Griffey Jr.
So I want to talk about the first time you and I met. It was at the Rancho Cucamonga game earlier this year, Savannah Bananas. You were doing your thing, and me and my buddies had seats right there behind home plate, the first come, first serve way, and we're right there, and my friend Gabe traded you a banana ball for a hot dog, and that's where it all kicked off. And I remember you saying you just kind of knew we were like doing something because I had my camera. So I wanted to call back to that memory and just what you remember from that day.
Man, I just remember y'all had so much good energy, and y'all was such a vibe. And I was like, man, I can get down with these guys. I remember just the energy, the smiles. Y'all were having fun.
Yeah.
You were joking about giving me a hot dog during the game, and I'm a fat boy, and I love to eat. So I was all game for that.
Yeah, and then after the game, as you guys always do, you stick around, you talk to fans. I remember we got a clip together dancing, and then you're like, hey, let's work on some stuff. Let's work together, and we're doing that. We have today, and I'm glad we finally have reached that. And
I am too, Austin. I am too, man.
you actually have a website, thedancingumpire.com, where people can find out more info about you. And I wanted to ask some questions where the answers can be found on that site, but I want to hear them right here on the podcast with you. Now, you're playing Journey. You tell us on the site that you did play before umpiring. When did you start playing baseball, and when did that end?
Yeah, I played from T-ball all the way through high school. Got to high school, and I was left-handed. I was a pitcher, leadoff batter, pretty quick. But in school, I think girlfriend kind of got, as a lot of athletes do, girls got in the way. And my senior year, I was done. I was girl crazy and in love and ready to start my future, and I did. I had my first son before I was 19 and my second son before I was 20.
That's amazing. What was your pitch mix?
What was my what?
Your pitch mix. What were you throwing?
Oh, man, just anything off speed and then the fastball inside. I didn't throw super hard, but I could hit my spots really well.
Nice. So you were a painter. Like a nice. I like that. So what made you want to start umpiring, and when did you start?
So I started umpiring when I was 15. I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
And it was simple back then. It was for the money. Going out on dates or going out with your friends. I mean, that's cash money in your pocket.
Yeah.
You didn't have to wait to get paid. It was there. And it paid pretty good back then. I think it was like $20 to $25 a game.
Yeah.
And we're talking 25 years ago. So it beat making minimum wage.
Yeah, you could back then get 3 meals for $25. Now that's just your dinner. It's ridiculous. um, do you have any crazy umpire stories, a dramatic commotion between players, people in the crowd, coaches, parents that come to memory when I ask you that question?
There's so many. Being an umpire, you have a lot of emotions. Me doing Little League baseball, the kids are never out. Their babies are
Yeah.
never out.
Yep.
Coaches know everything. Umpires didn't. And I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say I was perfect umpire either. I think they called me shoelaces when I first started because that was my strike zone.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I used to umpire as well. Not as long. I had a very short tenure. Same amount, or I started around the same time, sophomore year of high school, just looking to get money in the bank account. And, I'm a kid umpiring kids. And a couple stories that I'm able to pull and remember from my umpiring days that I'd love for you to hear as an umpire. I had one instance where I was the home plate umpire and I blinked right when the kid swung. And based on where I saw the track of the ball, I was like, oh, that's a ball. So I went ball. Coach comes storming. He's like, he swung the bat. And I was like, he did? So I had to call my base umpire over. And I'm like, did he swing? And he's like, dude, he swung. And I'm like, oh, wow, that is terrible on my part. So that's one instance. I had another interference. I feel like for me, like for you, what is the hardest call to make? I always thought it was interference.
I'm going to say, man, that's tough, but I'm going to say a check swing.
Okay.
Check swings are pretty tough.
Yeah.
We have to rely on our base umpires quite a bit to help us out.
Yeah.
And obviously those outside corner pitches that are really close, those are tough as well.
Yeah, I feel like that check swings and interference calls can heavily be opinion based, and that's where it can piss off either the coach if you don't sway towards their team. And I had an instance where there was an interference call. I said no, and then these two coaches started going at me, and then eventually they started going at each other. One of them was also my math teacher at my high school. So I was like, I don't even know what. So I backed off when they started going at it. And then our snack bar was right behind us. And she's like, do you need me to call the head umpire? And I'm like, if they go for like 3 more minutes, then yeah, we should call him. But luckily they cooled down. And outside of anger and huge commotions, one of the coolest things I saw in my 3 years of umpiring, I saw an unassisted triple play by an 8-year-old who happened to wear number 8. I remember every detail about this kid. His last name was Moon. He played on the Yankees. It had to have been one of the coolest things I saw. It was a liner hit right at him at shortstop. The runner on second and first. So the runner on second, way off the bag, tags him. That's 2 outs. Runner at first goes all the way to second, tags him, 3 outs. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, out, and out. Triple play.
Without throwing the ball.
Never even had to throw the ball. Caught, tag. So do you have any like crazy plays or anything like that snap into your head from all the years of umpiring, or are they all blended together at this point?
A lot blend together, but I will say the first time I was ever on the baseball field, I was doing a 10-year-old baseball game. Yeah. I was on the bases. It's probably the second or third inning. The ball's hit down the line, hits the chalk, and I call it foul.
Oh, you just see the white dust fly up?
And I called it foul. And listen, I heard it from the fans, the coaches. But at that point, it's like, man, they didn't hurt me. I mean, I get yelled at home. I mean, this is no big deal. So, it kind of made me tough, and you got to have thick skin as an umpire. You can't hold too many things personal because you're only right 50% of the time anyways.
Yeah. You got thicker skin than I did. That was a huge reason why I stopped, was because of the parents at such a young age as well. And I was a kid and I was like, I don't like being yelled at for every play. I could be 100% right, but there's one parent that's going to think I'm 100% wrong.
Always.
So that's why I stopped doing it. And a huge reason that boosted you into the scene, Ellen showed a viral video of you doing your thing, your dances, And when something like that happens, do they reach out to you and ask you for this video, or was it just on Ellen one day and you saw and found out?
Someone sent it to him. I think the parent that recorded the video.
Yeah.
It went viral on Facebook. It had like 12 million views on Facebook. Other sports, was picking it up. I think I'm on a YouTube video of the most funniest umpires. I think I was the last clip on MLB's most funniest umpires. How I got on there, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But they sent it into Ellen, and she put it on our show. And that's how it all started. I mean, 8 years later, that video that went viral on Ellen, the Bananas seen it and reached out to me on Facebook.
Oh, so this was not a quick turnaround. The video didn't go on Ellen and the Bananas found you. 8 years apart?
Yeah, 2015 is when the video went viral. July 21st of 2015.
Wow, I did not know it was that far apart. I thought it was just instant, like she put it on, a week or two later, the Bananas saw it. That's some cool information to find out right there. And that's actually where I was leading. I have it right here. Ellen doing this is also how the Bananas found you. What was the process of that like? What was the conversation once the Bananas contacted you?
It was a Zoom meeting between Zach Frangelo, my immediate boss, and Jesse Cole, the owner. We just had a talk about what the culture of the Savannah Bananas are.
Yes.
About it being fans first, and that's how I've always been as a person. I've always wanted to make somebody smile or happy. And when he was talking, I was getting chills. I was like, this was made for me. I love to umpire, but I also love to entertain and make people happy.
Yeah.
And, the next step was, hey, come out for a tryout audition in Savannah in February. This was in December. So I went out in February. They was having auditions for their players, tryouts. And I was the only umpire that was there. So apparently I had the job before I got there because I didn't have to actually compete against anybody else.
Yeah. So before you stepped in, was it just basic umpires? Like, we're making the calls, no show, no routine?
They had a first base umpire that could do, that danced a little bit, but he wasn't a real umpire. He was more of a dancer. They tried to fit him into the role of umpire, and it just didn't work because, he didn't have the mechanics of an umpire.
Yeah. So it was the perfect blend when they found you. They're like, well, he already does the job. And the blend of banana ball, he's already got that attitude, so this is the perfect guy.
It was a perfect match for me. It was definitely God sent for me. It's been a blessing since I've gotten that call. My life has changed tremendously with the outpouring of the people I can reach, the fans. I mean, it's just amazing to be able to go somewhere and make people happy, make people smile. And at the end of the day, it brings joy to me. That sounds selfish, but when I can make somebody happy, it makes me happy too. So
that's a good trait to have. And Mobo just got here, my co-host. I told you guys we were running things a little different. You're gonna have to accept yourself into the call.
How's it going, Vincent?
Mobo,
good to see you, man.
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Sorry, give me 1 second.
The way we do things for everybody watching / listening, obviously when we have guests that are in different states, we got to do a Zoom call, and Mobo has to be able to hear as well. So he has to include himself in the call for the moment. And all right, I think we're good to go. And, oh, wait, hold on. Adjust the camera so we can see you now. Now that we're both here. There we go. Now we're looking normal.
Oh, there it is.
All right.
That's the money shot.
How was the drive over here?
It was good. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I actually I ran over like 4 people, but we're doing good.
You're twisting the wrong side.
I just realized
That's the
that,
side. All right. Well, I didn't know it did that.
I'll be all right.
But the conversation we were in the middle of with Vincent right here, we were just talking about the call he received from Banana Ball and how he became their umpire. And the next question I have for you, you guys have had so many MLB players play with you in Banana Ball. Who is a favorite player of yours that you've had an honor to share the field with?
That's a tough one, man, because I'm pretty sure someone will probably be listening. There's a lot for different reasons, but I mean, the one that sticks out in my mind is Johnny Gomes.
Okay.
Johnny Gomes they're all really good people, but Johnny Gomes is just really just down to earth, just awesome guy. I can't say enough good things about him. And he's also kind of one of the first ones that, was brought in and said, "Hey, this is what I like. This is awesome."
Yeah.
But Jake Peavy's amazing. I mean, Johnny Damon. I mean, Victorino. I mean, the list goes on. All of these guys are awesome people, and they have that mentality of fans first. That's why they fit so well in the banana culture.
Are you sure it's not because you and Johnny Gomes are both rocking amazing beards?
That may have a little bit, but I am jealous because he's got a lot more up top than I do.
And I'll let Mobo rock this next question right here.
All right, Vincent, and just curious, if you could swap roles with any of the banana ball people or the party animals, would you choose? Who would you choose?
I'm gonna go with the party animals, man. Those guys have fun.
Yeah.
They can let their hair down. I mean, literally, they can let their hair down.
Yeah.
But the guys have fun, and they're amazing athletes. I would like to go play a game where I didn't have to worry about what people thought about me, because they're the bad boys. They're the bad boys. They can do whatever they want to do. Like if they wanted, I mean, obviously they wouldn't, but if they wanted to just throw the birds everywhere, I mean, they could. Obviously that's not fans first, but I like that mentality of going out, getting gritty, playing hard. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like you can fake throw a ball to the fans and not throw it. Put it in your pocket.
Yeah, and I think they know too, because so much of the people, when you hear banana ball, you think about the Savannah Bananas, not the opponent who they play every game, the party animals. And they're like, hey, you still got to beat us too. We still got talent. We're doing it just the same, just on the other side.
Yeah. I mean, if you, I don't know if I'm cutting into what you're going to talk about later, but if you look to the whole season, the party animals beat the Bananas in the tour.
They did.
So, for all the people saying it's scripted, it's not real baseball, it's all fake, it's just like the Harlem Globetrotters. It's not. I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you, I get yelled at, cussed at, screamed at. I was suspended 2 games this year for me and a player getting into it. Like, what? It's real.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And maybe you should cut that.
And they're not going to be the only ones anymore. The firefighters are being introduced this year. What do you think of them?
The new uniforms look amazing.
Man, the uniforms are really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. I'm excited to see where this takes off. I mean, obviously this is just the beginning, but just adding one new team, I mean, it's just going to be, the dynamics is going to be even better. That means the party animals are going to have their own, pretty much their own season.
Yeah.
And speaking of uniforms, what do you think is the best uniform between both teams? We have the classic whites for the Bananas, the full yellow banana, the banana logo collage, and then on the party animal side, we have the pink suspenders, the blackout uniform, and the party bow tie fit. Which one stands out to you, and which one do you like the most?
So, me being a Dallas Cowboy fan, don't hold that against me. But,
hey, I'm a Seahawks fan. You guys just whooped us.
Well, I'm just glad that the 49ers whooped up on the Eagles like the 49ers whooped up on the Cowboys. So,
for me in fantasy football, I was happy for that. I have 3 49ers, and they all went off, so I was ecstatic.
But I like the all whites. I like the Bananas and the all whites. And I like the bow tie with the party animals.
Nice.
And Banana Ball is traveling to MLB Stadiums for the first time this year. Huge news. It is going to be DC, Cleveland, Houston, Philly, Miami, and Fenway frickin' Park. Which one are you most excited to go to?
Well, I'm going to say Houston because I'm a Texas boy. But the most excited I'll be is on my birthday, September 21st. We'll be at Citizen Park, Phillies Stadium. It'll be on my birthday. I'm just going to make everybody sing happy birthday to me before we play ball.
Well deserved.
Awesome, as you should.
And we will be in Cleveland, so I hope to meet up with you again when we hit that leg of the trip. We got tickets. We were part of the K Club, and so we'll be there in Cleveland. Yeah, man. I'm very excited.
Let's freaking go. That's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be so awesome.
And I think this is a very big question that a lot of people will want to know. The top one right there, Mobo.
Oh, there's been people bugging us about it. Favorite dance. What is your favorite dance?
My favorite dance is anything with the twerk. Anything I can shake my butt.
Exactly. You gotta show the big boy physique.
Yeah, that's simple, man. Just booty work. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
You also provide stats on your site, 25 years as an umpire. And speaking of twerks, you have 7,061 TPM, aka twerks per minute.
What?
How accurate is that stat?
It's probably, I was probably being a little. I could probably do more.
Yeah.
I could probably do more than that. Yeah.
And what is the bond between you and your base umpire? I didn't really get to know him from the game we went to. How long has he been working banana ball with you?
So we have three.
Okay.
I would say four different umpires that I work with.
Okay.
I have a guy named Randy, the umpire. He's from Waco, Texas. I have Reginald Horton. He's from Houston, Texas. We have an Australian umpire that was a former MLB umpire.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
We call him an Aussie ump.
Nice.
And then I have a local guy back home that just does the games in Savannah.
Nice. Gotcha.
But the two guys from Texas got on this coming year. I met Reggie at a state baseball tournament about 3 or 4 years ago. I met Randy, the umpire, at a tournament in Rocker B Ranch in Grayford, Texas. So I got kind of close to them guys. I called with them. I felt comfortable with them. I knew they had the right mentality for banana ball.
Yeah.
Some umpires take everything so serious, and you can't joke around with them. Everything is, the purest of the game, and you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I'm not gonna sing. I'm not gonna do that. You don't need that type of fit in banana ball. You need somebody that it's not about yourself. It's about the fans.
Yeah.
And,
I believe in Rancho Cucamonga it was Reggie. Do you know if I'm right on that?
I think you are right.
Yeah.
Older gentleman,
Yes.
older.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. He was really cool too. He was talking to you and I also when we were out there. And I'll have Mobo do this one, the bottom one right there.
Yeah, of course. All right. So before Banana Balls, was it a goal to be an MLB umpire?
It's never been a goal to be an MLB umpire. No. I was content where I was at doing high school and some collegiate on the summertime. I was content. I mean, I enjoyed what I did. It was fun, not much stress.
Yeah.
So no, I would never want to be an MLB umpire.
No, I mean, yeah, we talked about that earlier before Mobo joined us, the stress that it brings doing it with Little League.
I'd be terrified. And even then, your experiences, your horror stories.
Oh, yeah, we talked about some of those. Yeah, it was not fun. And I told him that's part of the reason why I stopped umpiring. But if you got that thick skin, you'll make it, no problem. And another kid that is growing in this industry, content creating and umpiring, he actually interviewed you for a short amount of time, the Umpire channel. Do you know who I'm referring to?
Yeah.
I know him. I love that kid.
Yeah. So
great kid.
What advice did you give him to umpiring, and what advice would you give to anybody else who wants to get into umpiring and do it as a job?
Man, my main thing is getting the rule book. Getting the rule book, learn the rule book, and then learn the case book. Knowledge is power. You're going to have coaches that's going to question you. Yeah. If you're knowledgeable about the rule book, there's really not much I can say because they can't argue judgment calls. All they can argue is rules.
Yep.
And the more you get in there and study it and learn it and go to camps and learn the fundamentals of where you should be, where you need to be, how to work with your partner, those are important. I mean, you'll know if you have a feel of the game or not.
Yeah.
Once you're out there doing it, you'll know if you have a feel, if you're going to be a right fit. Just based on what you're doing. If you're not tracking the ball, if you're messing up a whole lot where your judgment calls are way off, you're probably not going to be able to umpire.
Yeah. And I think the last thing any umpire wants is to be caught not knowing a certain rule when it comes to that situation on the field. If you're just caught out there, tongue twisted, and you're like, then that's when you're going to be in trouble. And I want to end this asking what is the progress on your beard? What is the treatment, the care, the process?
Man, to be honest with you, I've been growing it a little over 2 years. I shaved it all.
Okay.
And it was the worst mistake that I've made in a very, very, very long time. I look like the ugliest baby that you've ever seen in your life. I have 3 double chins under here. Like, I'm hiding a lot under here.
Yeah.
But true story, when I get off here, I have a date with my wife, but after I get done, this whole beard will be Santa White. And I'll show you why. I'll show you why.
Interesting.
A little OTF inside.
Yeah, this is one of our Santas that helps out every year.
Awesome.
In the holiday spirit. I love it.
Yeah.
I'll be going on TikTok live tonight. If you go on TikTok, it's my backup is dancing.umpire.live. It's my backup account.
Nice.
So I'll be sharing holiday cheer and joy to the TikTok community.
Love it. You guys can catch Vincent on TikTok with his TikTok accounts, of course, where you can see tons of awesome umpire dancing content. Instagram as well. And thank you for joining us, Vincent. This was awesome.
Man, I had a blast. Let's do this again, guys.
Of course. I cannot wait to see you in Cleveland as well when that comes around. And
it's going to be so much fun.
Yes.
Let's definitely keep in touch. Thank you once again. Thank you all for watching. Like the video, subscribe, and remember, you can see the audio, listen to the audio on Thursdays on Spotify, 2 p.m.
You had me worried for a second.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you could watch us on YouTube 2 p.m. on Fridays. So
There
don't
you
forget,
go.
make sure you're subscribed and tell everybody, share with your friends.
And that is episode 46 with the dancing umpire, Vincent Chapman. Thank you so much.
Episode 47, everybody.